Hey, Olive Branch. Wanted to share with you a new voice today for the devotional. Paul Russell serves on the small group team and also helps with our next step classes. And I love just the energy and humor, but also the insight that he brings. And so I hope you'll listen in and really take his words to heart today.
Hey, Olive Branch. My name's Paul Russell, and it's a privilege to talk to you today. When I was a young kid, I could still remember going to my fourth grade parent-teacher conference with my father, and I still remember the stinging words of Mrs. Lambert, my fourth grade teacher. She says to my dad, "Mr. Russell, Paul's a bright kid. He's just lazy." Oh, talk about like a verbal sock in the face. How embarrassing in front of my dad, my hero, somebody I looked up to, a self-made man, business owner, ex-military, paying for my private education, to hear those words. I was embarrassed. If she could have only been a little more sensitive or politically correct, or there's a trend today that says if you could say a negative positively. Something like this: "Mr. Russell, Paul's a bright kid. He's just not living up to his potential." Oh, that would have been a way more easy pill to swallow. But would I have remembered it? Would it have made the impact today? Now I didn't become a scholar after that, but I certainly gave it more effort. And the fact of the matter is, Mrs. Lambert wasn't so much interested in my feelings as she was my academic success or welfare. And the same is true of the scriptures. The scriptures aren't necessarily interested in sparing our feelings as much as our spiritual growth. Which brings us to our passage today. It's found in Proverbs chapter 6, starting in verse 6. I'd like to read. "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, no ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at the harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. Go to the ant, you sluggard," it says. A modern translation is, "You slacker." Talk about a verbal punch in the face. It tries, the writer of Proverbs, King Solomon, uses the ant to kind of shame us. The ant, it doesn't need a boss. It doesn't need a ruler. It doesn't need a parent. It doesn't need a spouse. It doesn't need a pastor to get motivated. It knows its needs and it gets the job done. And that's true of us. We know our needs, but yet sometimes we don't always get the job done. And this is a principle not just in the area of feeding ourselves, but it's in all areas of life. It's in our financial well-being, our physical well-being, our mental well-being, our relational well-being, and especially our spiritual well-being. Because the gears of life grind away, and around every corner, the series, Around Every Corner, lies poverty, a thief. We could be in want, lack, or need. And if you're honest with yourself, if I'm honest with myself, my spiritual well-being often gets the leftovers. I don't often make it a priority like other parts of my life, other areas of my life. But I want to do a little thought experiment. Imagine for a second that you take your relationship, your spiritual growth, this area of your life and the habits and the attention it gets, and swap it with, let's say, your relationship with your spouse. "Honey, I know it's been 4 days since I talked to you, but life is busy. I was working a ton of overtime, and the guys wanted to watch the game the other night, and last night I surfed the net, and there's always Netflix, but I'm here now." How might that work out? Or you say, "Kids, come on, Daddy's tired. I played with you an hour and a half last Sunday, and I'm going to play with you an hour and a half next Sunday. So chill, let Daddy relax." You get that little reference there? So if your spiritual growth is reduced to, every few days, or worse, just Sunday, every Sunday, then we're going to experience lack in that area of our life. So I want to encourage you, not shame you, but encourage you to go to the ant. And if you're the type of person that hearing a negative positively works for you, then I want to share a passage with you. It's found in 2 Peter chapter 1, starting in verse 5. For this reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, and to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. For if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, if you're more like me, and you need a verbal sock in the face, here you go. Let's not be slackers. Let's not let this ant shame us, this nuisance that winds up in our breakfast cereal in the morning. Let's not be like that. Let's be more proactive. Let's be more intentional. Let's give it more priority, our relationship with God. And when poverty around every corner awaits, let's sock it in the face. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.